All right, what is up, everybody? It is Monday, December 1st. It's gonna be the start of this week's vlog. On my to-do list this week, I have a few sets of forks to rebuild. I have a set of forks off of a CRF 250X that I'm gonna be putting some new springs in and also rebuilding, seals, bushings, O-rings, all that kind of good stuff. And then I also have a pair of WP Explorer forks that I am going to be rebuilding as well. Let me show you the bike that I'll be working on. This is the bike that the Explorer forks are on. Don't worry about the front fender there. He's gonna be putting that on. But one thing I forgot to mention on this bike, it is a 2019 300 XCW, so it is a TPI bike. I'm going to be doing the throttle body mod for this bike. That way we can control the idle and idle it up a little bit. These bikes idle pretty daggum low from the factory, so we're going to be getting that taken care of as well. And then also, if I have any kind of time, I'm going to be figuring out the carburetor issues on my DRZ 400. It was running really good, and then all of a sudden it has a hanging high idle, so I might have to pull that carb back off and clean it out. We'll see if I can make it to that or not. But yeah, so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys the tires that I'm gonna be putting on that customer's bike a little bit later this week. These are the Tusk Waypoint tires, and they're really an awesome tire, to be honest. If you're looking for a dual sport tire that isn't quite as aggressive as like a D606, but still can handle off-road really well, this is the tire right here. Honestly, I've been recommending Tusk tires for a pretty good while now. I've been running them on all of my bikes. This is a side-by-side comparison of the Tusk Waypoint next to the Tusk D Sport. You can see that the D Sport is a little bit larger lugs, wider spacing, deeper lugs compared to the Waypoint on this side. It's actually a very similar tread pattern. The lugs are just more pronounced on the D Sport here. You can kind of see that. I'll give you a close-up of that. And here's the rear tire. I'll go ahead and take this rear tire to the back of the DRZ over here and show you the difference in those. This is really where your biggest difference comes in. The front tires are fairly similar, still more aggressive on the D Sport, but here you can see the Waypoint here and the D Sport here. The D Sport has much larger lugs on it and much deeper and much wider spacing on each of these lugs as well. Those are the tires that are going to be going on my customer's bike later this week. Until then, let's go ahead and get some suspension work done. So I was gonna be working on some bikes this evening, but we just got done with a 24-hour enduro race and the garage is still in shambles. As you can see, all the lifts are full of parts and junk. So I am gonna spend some time this evening in cleaning up this place a little bit. That way it's workable. So yeah. Slowly but surely, I've got enough room to get a few bikes in here now. I still need to clean off a few little things on the motorcycle lifts. It's looking much better. All right, well, that's a whole heck of a lot better. I was able to get a bike in here as well. So this is where I'm gonna be working on the KTM 300, redoing the forks. I know I started off in the trailer, but it got a little too cold here in Texas for me. This old Texas boy here, it's only like 45 outside, but the trailer itself has no insulation in it, so a little chilly working in there, so we're gonna be working in the garage. But yeah, let me show you what we got done. So yeah, cleaned up a little bit, got the KTM on the red lift, and I'm gonna be leaving the gray lift open because I might be having an Ibex 450 coming in later this week for some work. I'll be wiring up some auxiliary lighting, an auxiliary lighting harness for it, wiring in a GPS unit, and maybe a few other small things. But that should conclude Monday night. I'm probably done working for the evening. Got everything cleaned up and ready to work. So yeah, I'll be starting to crack open the forks on the 300 over here. I'm currently waiting on parts for the forks for it, and I'm also waiting on parts for the CRF250X forks as well. Once all that stuff comes in, then I'll get on doing that. But yeah, thanks. Yo, it is now Tuesday, December 2nd. I got the parts in for the forks, the CRF250 forks, and for the WP forks on the KTM 300. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the CRF250X forks and put the new springs in and get them rebuilt and get them ready for the customer. All right, let me go ahead and show you guys what I got in the box of parts today. We have some Racetech springs, of course, Racetech, hard to beat. Maxima fork oil. I've been using this fork oil for a long time, and it's actually been really good. I've not had any issues with that. And then of course, SKF seal kit. They're the best, can't beat them. And then I've got the Tusk fork bushing kit. And some of you might be thinking, oh, that's cheap stuff. Honestly, I've used this stuff for years in some of my bikes, and it's been good. I've had zero issues using this. I've used other stuff too, like I've used Racetech fork bushings and stuff, and have not really seen much of a difference. So yeah. It is the next day. I was gonna start working on the KTM yesterday, but I got caught up with cleaning up a bunch of stuff, and yeah, I just didn't quite get to it. But I'm gonna start on it today, tearing it down, getting the forks pulled off of it, and pulling the gas tank and everything in order to access the throttle body to do the idle screw mod. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, everybody, that's gonna end my Wednesday night. Just finished up doing the idle screw mod on this TPI bike, and I pulled the forks off and started to get those torn down. I have them draining right now. It's a little late, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let those drain overnight. And then tomorrow I will finish rebuilding those, and then this bike will be very close to being done. I still need to figure out the tire situation on this bike, but we'll do that tomorrow. Alright, what's going on everybody? It is now Thursday. Do a little something different today. I think every one of these videos should probably have some sort of riding in them. So I am geared up and I'm gonna take the Beta out. It's like 48 degrees and raining, which is cold for a Texas boy. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Beta out, see if I can't find a creek or something to get in some trouble in.
As you can see, it's a little wet. It's been raining here, so we're gonna go see if we can find a little sloppy creek to get into. I got the DJI Pocket 3 with me as well. I'll try to get some cool shots for you guys. Alright, secret spot activated. See how nasty it is back here. There's a lot of little fallen trees and whatnot. Everything is super slick too. Oh yeah, very slick. The whole rear end just kicked out on me. Let's go see how the creek looks. And it's really hard doing this holding another camera here. Oh, pretty dry. Definitely slick though. Alright, I'm gonna get this camera situated.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting. For he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is double-minded and unstable in all of his ways.
Yo, it is now Saturday. Friday was kind of a wash. I didn't really do a whole lot of work on anything. We had some family stuff going on, but I think I'm in the vlog here, and I will get with you guys next week to show you what tires ended up going on this KTM 300 XCW. It's a setup that I've used for years in the past, and I've absolutely loved it. This guy rides a lot of the same areas that I ride, so I went ahead and recommended this tire set for him. So yeah, y'all tune in next week to see what we did. Peace.